Okay guys, now we're going to break down the data types. We looked at the basic overview, now we're going to do numbers, booleans, characters, and strings. So for numbers, you have three choices. You have integer, which is good for whole numbers without a zero, or without a decimal, I'm sorry. Then you have floating, which basically means that the number floats around the decimal point. And then we have doubles. The difference between a float and a double is how large the number can be. Here it is right here. The precision of a floating point value indicates how many digits the value can have after the decimal point. The precision of a float is only 6 or 7 decimal digits, while double variables have a precision of about 15 digits. Therefore, it is safer to use double for most calculations. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now, where would the 16th be? Because remember how we were talking before about having 8 bytes, and that kind of determines how many digits? The 16th would just be the number before the decimal point. At least that makes sense to me, and that is what I am pretty sure of. A floating point number can also be a scientific number with an E to indicate the power of 10. I'm not sure how far you guys have gotten in your math classes to understand what this means. Actually, if you wouldn't, we might make a discussion board out of this, because I don't know how far you've gone on your out in your algebra classes or wherever you're going to see that in. But anyhow, just remember for the programming purposes, integers is even numbers only, or numbers without decimal points. Floats can include them. Doubles are just more accurate. Double is always your safest bet, and for our programming purposes, I don't think we'll come up with any programs so big that we can't use double. So I would just try to remember double. If we look at our simulated, actually, you know what, better than that. I mean, it already runs this for us. I mean, you can change it and play with it. Let's go through this again real quick as a just kind of a quick refresher. I/O stream, input output stream. It tells the computer that this is going to be something that will have inputs and outputs. It will be C++, and that will be designated by the file name extension when we go to File, Save As. What could we call this? Floating exercise or double exercise .cpp or something like that. This gives us our standard library. This starts our function. The function is to declare this number as a double and give it a name, my number. So cout is my number and return 0 ends the function. So if I change this to 89, now my number is 19.89. Now, the $100 million billion question, what happens if, oops, wrong one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and so I'm not sure. Okay. Paste this, and I'll have to designate this as a C++. So I'm just going to put this, okay, it's already going to the default folder. I'm going to int ex for experiment .cpp. And down here, if we just save it as all files, it'll recognize it. Yeah, CPP for C++. See how it got rid of all the errors and everything? Now let's run this. Oh, you know what? I'm being silly. I forgot. What did I forget? It's right here. All this other stuff. I didn't tell it that it was. See, that is exactly why I prefer to use code blocks rather than using the simulations, because it'd be easy to forget that we need the rest of these commands that are already included. So until it becomes second nature to you to include these, and I'm doing exactly what I tell you guys not to do just because I don't want to hold you up, and I'm just pasting it. But yeah, I'd like for you guys to type these out for a while at first, and if I don't want to make a mistake and hold you guys up watching me fumble. But anyhow, it returns 1,000. Let's make it 1,000. Well, let's make it 100.5. See, if you declare it as an integer, it will not include anything after the decimal that is in your code. So that's the key difference right there. So now you guys got to see it. So I really can't think of anything else. I feel like we're beating a dead horse. It's pretty simple there. So go ahead and explore this, and let me know if you have any questions. And the final assignment for the data types, you guys can play with it a little bit more.